Today, now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have Budweiser having a vintage ad on the Twitter or X, and no one believes him. Actually, Rich Muny wins the comment section, and yes, it's ridiculous. So it was in terms of the graphic that they put up, it was actually pretty good. It was and again, if you're watching the highlight of this, you'll of course see it in a thumbnail, but it was literally just an old school ad. I wish they would actually tell you the decade. I would guess maybe the 80s or 90s, where it was just literally just a guy reaching for a Budweiser in a can of, or presumably some ice apparatus, and it just says, "This Bud's for you." Which again, before they had their terrible marketing business blunder of the century, that would be a good ad. It's supposed to be, nowadays, no one said this in the comments, but to make the ad more relevant to today, they should probably, even though it's a man's hand, they should probably add some nail polish in all the colors. Maybe give him a tattoo for a social organization. But that's, just me. Now, in terms of the analytics behind it, again, these are all stats taken from the same time. Within one day, the picture only got a pathetic 14.4 thousand views. That's it. And again, if you work together, maybe this will get more views than that. But it's one of those things where if you're a global brand as old as time, you should be able to get more than 14,400 views. That's nothing for a big global brand. And of that, I don't know, maybe these are the remaining employees at Budweiser, but they got 181 likes. 181? Now, that does actually give them an okay ratio at 1.26%, but only 181 people liked that Budweiser tweet or post or X, whatever you want to call it these days. That's terrible to say the least. Now, the top comments, they were all Rich. So, Rich, buddy, you win hands down. Now, the first comment is Rich Muny saying, quote, "That ad from the past makes me thirsty from a Bud Light from the past," unquote. "Not the beer in the present, they will serve the side of woke politics," unquote. Accurate and funny. Now he says, or that rally got 127 views and 8 likes, giving a ratio of 6.3%. And I know public schools are all-time low these days for every category, including math, history, and science. So we'll do a little math. 6.3% is greater than 1.26%. Greater than meaning it's bigger. I've now accomplished more than some public schools in the United States, which is quite pathetic. But I'm here for fun facts as well. We can work on that. Now, another one of the top comments, again, from Rich Muny saying, quote, "What you'll see instead is Americans tired of woke multinational corporations trying to force their woke values on our nation," unquote. He got 165 views and 10 likes, coming in at a ratio of 6.06%. And lastly, you have his standard poll asking people, what you going to drink today? So he says, quote, "Too bad we don't have the Anheuser-Busch of old anymore. Now you're a woke Belgian-owned company that doesn't know its customers. It's time to address the marketing fiasco directly with us rather than hoping commercials will do it," unquote. He got 333 views and 2 hearts. And then in that tweet, he has the poll asking, what would you buy today? Anheuser-Busch InBev or not Anheuser-Busch InBev beer? And it came in at 78.9% saying no Anheuser-Busch InBev for me. Now, interestingly enough, that is lower than usual. It's usually in the 91 to 97% range. However, they've also been censoring more and more and more and blocking people more and more and more. In fact, they blocked my personal Twitter at NICTOPPING when I just responded to Bud Light saying, when they said, "Oh yeah, it's time to buy Bud Light," I said, "Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. I'll buy some Yingling for the interview podcast." And I had the picture of Yingling and Yingling Light. Don't criticize it too much. I think Yingling Light is pretty darn good. Gotta watch the figure. But it's one of those things where Bud Light banned me for that, or they blocked me for that. To have the audacity to suggest someone should buy a superior product. Again, I don't know Yingling, just a fan. They're still family owned after all these years. The oldest brewery in the United States. That's pretty good because, again, all the brands we see at the grocery store, besides Yingling, they were at one time family owned. But mostly I digress on that note. But in terms of social media and Budweiser, yep, it looks like the outlook for them is still not so good. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, I know it's ambitious trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of September, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, the comments help the channel grow and develop. All the critique is greatly appreciated as I try to do everything from enunciate more, slowing down my voice, and still searching for better software so we can do the picture-in-picture with the video. I tried another one, but I don't know if it's because of my newer 4K camera. It keeps crashing. So if you have suggestions, I would greatly appreciate them. And of course, don't forget to take the time to like the video because that helps with the algorithm and gives me feedback on if I need to maybe do something a little bit better. And also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.